I'm not talking to anybody. Okay, now I need to go reach out to people. Now I'm done talking to anybody. So hey y'all, it's Esperanza with Brewja. Today I wanted to talk about my 2022 goals. I'll do a recap video on 2021 goals. Point being, I didn't really do them, and you can click on this video to see why. So number one, I want to be better at social media. So a repeat from 2021. But this time I have the tools and I have the knowledge to actually do it and do it better. And I feel a lot more confident than last year, mainly because there were several things that happened in the course of 2021 that allowed me to elevate to this new level. And you can also click here for that video. I gave in and got like one of those subscriptions that allows me to look at all my social media at the same time and decide and pick and choose what I post on what. And I've always felt like social media was overwhelming, and part of the reason is because I was going on every single individual one being like, Instagram, here we're gonna put this picture. Facebook does better at this time, so we're gonna do this. Oh, LinkedIn, I'm gonna ignore it. And YouTube, oh, I gotta edit that video still. Yeah, that's kind of like the gist of what I do, and it becomes overwhelming really quick, especially when you want to do it every day. So I ended up getting one of those subscriptions, which has actually made my life a lot easier. It's made things more manageable. It's allowed me to have more time committing to other things. The other thing is, I think I'm more aware of what my brand is and what I'm communicating through the imagery and through like the words I say online. People are getting a different vibe than what I was intending to put out. Brewja has gone through an evolution throughout this year, and I feel just better grounded and rooted in the work that I want to do. So absolutely number one is that social media thing. I am including YouTube, LinkedIn, and all that stuff. I'm also better at being online. So that is number one. Number two, I want to be more present. And what I mean by that, there's several levels to it. The first one is I want to be more present to be able to make better decisions. I feel like this year I was on survival mode and just being like, go, 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 go. Like, we got to make money. We got to go to this event. We got to go to that event. We got to go network with this person. I need to go call this person, like nonstop this year. And it wasn't good for me. You know, sometimes it's needed because that's the life of an entrepreneur and just life in general. But I realized that I was not even having time to be. And so my goal this year is to allow time, even at the most stressful parts of my life, incorporating time to be present and to just breathe. I think this year has taught me a lot about what I value and what how I perceive health. It's changed like how I define health as well. And that's really important. If you remember from my 2021 video, that I finally stopped making my New Year's resolutions body oriented. So I feel like this is a huge step up for me, as to like really focus on presence as a tool to better my mental health and my health overall as well. And this one kind of relates to number three. Number three, I want to pause to analyze. What I mean by that is that I want to make sure that every decision that I make with my business, that I am thinking it through. This year, like I said, was on survival mode 24/7. I didn't fully think through all my decisions, and it honestly, like, it left me in a financial wreck for like half a second, more like 3 months, but because I didn't give myself time to thoroughly think through what I was doing. And it was a huge lesson. It humbled me. It humbled me a lot. But it was a huge lesson for me. Acknowledge that it's becoming a detriment to my own business by not pausing and thoroughly thinking something through. So it's been a work in progress, but this year, like, I wanted to be at the forefront of my mind. Yeah. I don't know how to describe that one more in depth than that. But for example, I was doing a pop-up almost every weekend from maybe like May till now. And I have finally my last event tomorrow, and I wanted to be over it. I feel like people catch on to your vibe real quick. But like about the pop-ups, it's like I was doing one every weekend, sometimes midweek, and I literally had no time whatsoever to like really sit down and be like, oh, this is how much money I made. This is like the time spent. This is like, I was just putting in all this labor that wasn't really giving the return that I wanted. And I realized that I cannot settle for little returns. Like, I have to continuously look at my profit margins, and this year was really about that because I am in the midst of like growing pains as Brewja, because I am not, like, me as a single person cannot manage this entire store, cannot manage to expand by myself anymore. It's at that breaking point where I'm like, I have to make sure that the money's coming in relatively like on a consistent basis to feel comfortable to be like, you know what, it's time for an assistant. I'm gonna have them do this, and this. That's number 3. Like, and I'm leaving it broad just because it's like, I think there are more things that I need to pause and analyze, but haven't been able to because I've been overworking. Anyways, number 4 is to hydrate. I mean, yes, but also number 4 is more about networking. I realized, and I love the communities that I am a part of, and I like, this is no shade towards them. I just realized that I have gotten too comfortable and I haven't been expanding and reaching out to people that I don't know. I used to be very good about this prior to the pandemic. I would go to like, what are they called? Like conferences. I would go to like networking events. Like, I would reach out to different organizations. Like, I was very good about doing that. And then I think during the pandemic, it isolated me, like physically, but also mentally, where I kind of like, and no disrespect to myself either, because it's not like I was surviving a pandemic and all of us were surviving a pandemic. So like, just respectfully, like, realizing that I kind of got stuck in the cycle of not going out of this bubble. This year, I want to make sure that I reach out to a new person at least once a month, or a new organization once a month. And I'll be better about that. I think I'll be doing more collaborations with other people, and just like sharing information and knowledge with people in the industry. I feel like it's a good goal for me to have right now, because I'm also, like I said, I'm in the middle of a growing pain, and I am struggling to get over these obstacles that I am encountering. And I think that it's just like the first year of business, but also just like when you are a small business bootstrapping everything, it's hard without money. And hearing from individuals who kind of came from a similar background, I haven't had like that sort of mentor in my life. So something that I'm looking towards is like finding a mentor, getting advice from other people, just knowing other people who can give me access to things that I wouldn't have known about otherwise. And vice versa too. Like, I feel like I also have a wealth of knowledge that I can give, and I just need to get out there. So I think that one's pretty straightforward. Absolutely something that I want to reassess. Number 5, and this one, I don't know how I feel about this one, but I'm gonna make it a goal. The reason I say it, I don't know how I feel about this one is because I'm almost scared, because let me put that out of my head. Number 5, get a coffee roaster. I have been renting a coffee roaster for a long time now, and it served its purpose. Like, it got me through, it got me like making more money, got me to like really start expanding what Brewja Co is, the coffee experience, or the coffee that I'm making. It allowed me to be a little bit more free with the types of coffee I'm working with, learning about like fair trade, learning about like just different aspects of coffee and like businesses in general, like from the start of like cosechando, which is like from the start of farming to the end product. So it's been important for me to go through this process, especially with this coffee shop that taught me how to roast coffee. But I've also been realizing that the type of need that I have for my business and the type of expansion that I'd like to have involves having something in-house. And right now, having to drive like an hour away to roast coffee, and then on top of that, having to schedule weeks in advance to make sure that I have that coffee, and then having a limited amount of time to be able to roast that coffee by myself, has proven to be a huge obstacle. And the reason I'm scared about this one is because roasters are really expensive. And this is, I think, my second year with business, and so I either have to just come up with the money, or like I have to somehow figure it out. I don't know. Like, it scares me because it's like there's no clear path on like, oh, I just have to do blank, blank, blank to get this thing. And so it scares me, but I'm excited for it. I think things are going to be moving, and I just know this one scares me because I just have nothing more to say. I need the coffee roaster, and I need enough. As a coffee roaster, you need a roaster. But no, I really do want to focus on this because it's important. I also want to get into wholesaling, so like, but I haven't done it because it scares me. So yeah. Those are the 5 things. I think those are reasonable. Maybe they're not. I don't know. I'm really bad at like deciding, is this okay? Is this not? But I do think it's important for me to put them out there regardless, because I think like last year, it will lead to beautiful things even if I don't achieve them. I think it's important to set goals for ourselves, and not just for the new year. I do this throughout the year, but I think like, especially right now, it's like the vibes are going on, like where everybody's putting out their goals. Like, I want to put out my goals too. So I just to recap, the first one's about social media. I want to make sure that I'm posting on a consistent basis. The second one, what was the second one? Being more present. The third one, taking pauses to analyze. The fourth one, I don't remember. So, and then the fifth one is getting a coffee roaster. So I think those are fair. But what are your goals? What do you want to do? What do you aspire to be? And I feel like you should write in the comments, because it's like manifesting your goals are important. Speak it into the universe, babes. But yeah, I will see you next week, maybe sooner, because I do have a few more like 2021 or 2022 videos, so I might just post those all at the same time. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.